The SPAR-Tech program at LCVI came in September of 2016 and involved a cohort of about 28 grade 9 students, academic and advanced placement level, who approached learning through what's referred to as the problem-based learning model, and were supported by a 1-to-1 technology ratio, which means each individual student in the program was issued their own Chromebook. It was strictly in grade 9 this year, however the program is going to be expanding to grade 10.
What is project-based learning? Project-based learning, or PBL, is at the heart of our instructional approach. Projects have always been done in school, but in PBL, the project becomes the driving force behind all the learning. At the beginning of each project, students are given a real-world task or problem to solve. Students become responsible for their learning by working in small groups to identify what they need to learn in order to complete the project. They work together to propose a solution, which is publicly presented. In PBL, learning is contextual, creative, and shared. Students collaborate on meaningful projects that require critical thinking, creativity, and communication in order for them to answer challenging questions or solve complex problems. The use of technology is a cornerstone of the SPAR-Tech program. Every student enrolled in the SPAR-Tech program receives a Chromebook or an iPad for use in supporting their learning, both in the school and at home. Technology is used for research and the development of real-life products that connect to projects in which students are engaged. The daily use of technology, combined with the PBL approach to teaching, empowers our students to become active, inquisitive learners and provides them with a unique and valuable 21st century skill set. Aside from teaching methodology and the use of technology, SPAR-Tech students are also exposed to a culture that is based on respect and trust. In the SPAR-Tech program, students walk into classes where expectations are high in relation to academic responsibility, accountability, perseverance, and stewardship. Students in the program are taught to take responsibility for their own learning and also learn how to effectively and efficiently work in a collaborative setting to solve real-world problems. As ambassadors in the school and the community, SPAR-Tech students are taught and expected to demonstrate and model sound citizenship and responsibility in all areas of their lives. This cultural shift inspires students to reach new heights. SPAR-Tech isn't just a program, it's a culture. Why should students choose problem-based learning and specifically the SPAR-Tech program? Research in educational psychology has found that traditional educational approaches, such as lectures, do not lead to a high rate of knowledge retention. Despite intense efforts on part of both students and teachers, most material learned through lectures is soon forgotten, and natural problem-solving abilities may actually be impaired. In fact, studies have shown that in 90 days, students forget 90% of everything they've been told. Motivation in such traditional classrooms is also usually very low. Perhaps one of the greatest advantages of problem-based learning is that students genuinely enjoy the process of learning. Problem-based learning is a challenging program which makes the study of organizational design and change intriguing for students because they're motivated to learn by a need to understand and solve real problems. The relevance of the information learned, the curriculum, is readily apparent. Students become aware of the need for knowledge as they work to resolve the problems collaboratively. The SPAR-Tech program focuses on the development of the 4 C's: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. These are considered to be the most important attributes or super skills that students will need to compete and succeed in the global economy. Established by the Partnership for 21st Century Skills, a coalition bringing together the business community, educational leaders, and policymakers, the 4 C's represent the common skill set that students will need to have to be competitive post-graduation. By incorporating the 4 C's into the daily structure of the SPAR-Tech classroom, students refine these skills as they prepare for life after high school in a competitive global market.
I would say that it's a more independent learning process, like just the way you get to learn. It's more different than other programs around school. Well, a lot of our projects are independent, but when we get into, we'll be independent and then go back into our groups and discuss things. So I think it's more beneficial for your learning because you get to know other people's answers and then you get to almost help them figure out different ways of doing it.
It is essentially picking like-minded individuals out of a crowd of kids who are starting to come into LCVI, so I am very similar to a lot of the kids in the class. We can move forward at a much more rapid pace. It makes group work a lot easier, that you can kind of trust your peers.
I like that it's different You get to have a new experience every day in the classroom, and I think that's really important so that you get as much out of the school day as possible. And 75 minutes is a long time in a regular classroom, but for SPAR-Tech it goes by pretty fast.
I don't know, I just like it's like a different learning process. Like the teacher's not always like over your shoulder. It's basically like you're independent learning on your own.
Have a more advanced class where we can move quickly through the curriculum and the technology to communicate and work together as a group. Makes it easier to have a whole bunch of people that are advanced enough to move at the same speed as everyone. It's very nice.
Teaching that challenges, technology that empowers, culture that inspires. The SPAR-Tech program at LCVI offers your child a unique learning experience grounded in an innovative teaching model, a culture of excellence, and a focus on 21st century skill development. Join us. Our students are ready to take the next step.